We studio guest we now the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources. We now Umaru Napoleon Koroma. We the inside the program for talk about the African Diamond Producers Association's conference. We get for be now the country as this body then formed in 2006. We they cater for the interest of diamond producer countries them around Africa. And on the 8th to the 12th of April, this group they meet in a salon within the essence and within our essential this day and within salon will benefit from this meeting and within mean for the country make we get to Umaru Napoleon Koroma inside the program. Good morning salon. Once again, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for getting me. Good morning, Sierra Leone.
Yes, you therefore talk about the African Diamonds Producers Association's conference. We get for be from the 8th to the 12th of April. But before we can look at this conference, plenty don't happen in the mining sector where perhaps the public want get updates and clarification on from the mining or from the office. Within the latest on the mining activities then at the country.
Thank you very much. This April, a very important week, we will host the ARTPA conference also with the organizer to call the Mining Week. The Mining Week 9, all major mining nations around the world to organize the Mining Week for showcase the potentials that we can get in the country in terms of mining, the minerals, and invite investors and potential investors in for come. They do it all over the world. The biggest one we took again in South Africa, we call the Mining in Daba. In Sierra Leone, the industry goes to progress steadily in terms of the production of the bulk minerals and principally iron ore. We now with major export at the moment, which is being done by the two big companies that we get, Leone Rock company and that of Marampa Mines. Followed by that is the bauxite. We SM Mineral or what you call Vimetco. Those ones are going on. In the area of precious minerals, of course, gold they come on gradually, small. We get the biggest gold mine we develop at the FG Gold, the Pampilia facilities then, and they don't go far. We expect for going to production by the end of this year to early next year. We go increase greatly with gold export from the Republic of Sierra Leone. In terms of the diamond industry, we still continue for get the issues relating to the artisanal and alluvial mining, where they get export from, and where they get a major export from the large-scale mining company, Winner Kwedu Holdings, and there was another one, Mayor, we inside they do small. But currently, we know the depression at the market relating to precious mineral, particularly diamond. The diamond price don't go down drastically in the world as a result of the introduction of what we call synthetic diamond, lab-grown diamonds we never introduced in the market with many of the big jewelry stores in the world we don't begin go for. So as that they become inside the market, it affect natural diamonds. So countries where they principally rely only on diamond begin to struggle. The biggest one being Botswana, when their principal exports diamonds. Australian as well, we get the depression in the market. But the jewelry industry, the price they can fluctuate. So the hope and pray say the synthetic diamond industry go down and the natural diamond price will come up again.
If this continue, what it mean to the mining sector, especially diamond mining in the country? In terms of tax, in terms of operations and mining companies' operations?
It will affect them greatly because the production cost for produce the stones and they're a very difficult one. For diamonds then, they don't form for millions of years based on geological information then. Diamond I think they will form over millions and millions of years. And we said then they forget them, the very difficult one. Back in the day, a lot of alluvial mining activity be gone. Maybe they get the stories, people then can take dirty, maybe in a corner or some other part. Then a any man they see diamond. In recent times, Singapore dig very, very deep, and particularly when we get the Kimberley mining processes, and now with the gone and the large scale mining companies. So the technology where they need and the resources where they need for extract the diamonds and they are very, very serious one, and very, very much high capital intensive. So if you put more money, then you will get the stone there, but the price we get for them, able for recover what they put in. So the risk is that you get the potential for for stop production. And if you stop that production, they will get ripple effect. The more tax, or the taxes that will they get on them. Of course, we not get them. It will also affect other activities within the economy relating to jobs, the indirect employment, the chain of distribution line, etc., etc.
Right.
So we do really hope, say, towards the end of the year, we will see the price change drastically, because the one within the industry, particularly the big players, that inform we say they are going to continue for advertising, tell the world about the difference between synthetic or lab-grown diamonds and that of natural diamonds, saying that what has been formed for over millions of years cannot be produced in a lab for a week or a month. So once they're able to show that difference and the consumers are able to appreciate that difference, we will see again appreciation in the price of natural diamonds.
It's as you explain, say the price of natural diamond don't go down and the synthetic one they up. What's the actual price for natural diamond?
Well, that one can be determined by the day, and depending on the price of this kind of stone we get. We get the Rappaport system. We normally determine the price of diamond per carat. And when they sell diamond again, a very complex industry. You get what they call the special stones in. So for example, if you take diamond, let me say you take 30 carat diamond in bulk, and depending on the purity of that diamond, the kind of how clean, how pure it is, they get what they call the fancy stones, the gold, the blue, etc., etc. All their pricing formula is quite different. Because you don't even give specific price, that's why they sell them. So depending on the size of it, depending on the purity of it, you will for sell them more, or you will for sell them less. If you take the small stone back again, the pricing formula there for them.
All right, explain the listeners them. What are some of the different, within different mining company that they mine presently in Salone?
Yeah, like I said earlier, we mining industry, we day into different phases. We get the precious minerals. Well, I've done the talk about the diamond, the gold. Those are precious minerals. Then we get the bulk minerals. We now the iron ore, the bauxite. This one then the miner exporter in bulk in very huge volumes. So presently with the mine iron ore, with the mine bauxite, and in recent times we don't go heavily into what we call HM heavy mineral sands. These heavy mineral sands, we don't issue both small scale and large scale licenses then to come the way they're interested in. So now kind of sand with the mine, like black sand, we comprise of different components of minerals then. We then do the MSP, then the mineral separation plants, then they put on they before separate them into different minerals then. But then they go as what we call the the heavy mineral sands. So we get companies and now where they do, and they said they do pretty well based on the statistics we get in the last 1 or 2 years. They said they come up big in terms of export volume and what they pay back to the government of Australia.
How much companies then in the country we they into diamond mining?
Presently, in terms of large-scale mining company, we get 3 major large-scale mining companies. We don't dig, well, 4 actually, but the one we do into active production are 1. We get Kwedu Holdings, they do diamond. We get Maya, we get the Tongo SL Diamonds, the Tongo. Then we get the Searite Mining Company with the all whole mining concessions then. But the one we do into active production at the moment, now that's Kwedu Holdings. And Maya, they don't build a plan, they don't come up for negotiate with government with their mining lease concession. Within that process, they can see as a result of some challenges in the market. Currently, we're still in that process. We expect for let us come up and begin to produce heavily or in volumes as to the other company.
4 mining companies registered for diamond mining. Now only one
large scale.
Now only one day in active mining. What's happened to the 3?
Full production. Like I say, for like build, we get license. They get for building mine. They get for install your plants and so many other things. Then the nature of mining. If you go around Kwedu Holdings or Maya, you see the type of mining they do. Now Kimberley, very very huge capital intensive. So Maya don't build up their plants, they don't go visit the ones, and they don't start their process, and they are still trying to install new plants in. And the other one they back again, they're in the development stage. So it's a process, and it requires a lot of resources. and they depend look for their resources, and if we able for develop those companies into proper mining where they last for, because normally some of the life of those mines they last for between 20-25 years or even beyond that. So it's not something you get the license today and they begin immediately, and therefore build them up and develop them to do one time. We go last for a very long time and we go benefit the people of Sierra Leone.
All right, Mr. Minister, what are the criteria for start up a mining company in Salone?
Well, normally you register your company. You say you get a registration for do business in Australia as a company. So we get different levels of applications, and if you want for going to mining, we do what we call starting first. We get artisanal mining licenses that we can give to people. Them that's purely the domain for Australians. That we don't want going to mining like diamond, gold. We get the artisanal license. Then we go to call small scale. We give small scale mining license. Then we get large scale mining license with the give. Then we also give what we call exploration license. So once you don't apply, you don't get your company set up for do business in Sierra Leone for no see legitimate, then you can now come to the National Mineral Agency. You meet the Director of Mines. The Directorate of Mines is there, and they will take you through all the process from your application. First, you get to go, if you don't see the place you say you want for mine, you get to go back to that community under we act, for go see the land who say you want for do. If you don't do geological survey, you know, say I had the minerals and they therefore go engage that community there for no say, then you discuss with them, you get that land list there with them, and therefore do what we call your environmental impact assessment, where the EIA get for go check say the area that we want for mine, the area will not get any threat to the environment, the area will not go cause any damage to the people that they live around that area there. Once you get those documents, you put them together, they come at the Directorate of Mines, then you present them there together with your coordinate, and they go check out against the mining cadastre for checks, you know, they within any other portion of your mining license, you know, they are within any protected area. So once that is done and checked, they will give you an order to pay, which you go pay. They bring out all the documents to the NMA. The NMA will go through all them processes, and they check all the documents there. If you're fit and proper, they go present and at the MAB, one of the Mining Advisory Board, where the seats at the NMA. They say go check all the documents and they for realizing you are in full compliance with the law and if fit and proper for be granted that license. Then after we will recommend to the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources for the issue a license.
All right. Before we go for break, Mr. Minister, from when they start for mine, you know, the country in mineral, you know, much we not see much don't they happen at the country in terms of follow we benefit from of the way natural resource system. And if you go to some of the community, the most of the mining company are the mind, you know good for sea. Waiting government don't they do for monitor some of the mining company for make sure say the side within the mine they're supposed for do waiting they're supposed for do.
Well, mining will they ever take mining resources for put on specifically say 19 absolute na this one for do it.
Meaning the mining company then get goals for play in terms of community development fund.
We are coming there. In terms of mining resources, all the resources then come, they go to government, put in the consolidated fund for take care of all other things the government they do. For example, the government they take care of, they give free quality education right now in the country. They need money for that. The government that take several other projects. Government they take electrification of rural towns, and they take small developments in terms of road construction. Those monies go there. In terms of the community development, now that the new act, for example, before ever say if they start from mine, you therefore go to the call the mining lease agreement. Before ever they come for can negotiate with you, they go to the community. Inside that community, when I go for get community development agreement, we say the community they don't say this and this and this and this one for our community. They would sign that community development agreement. From that community development agreement, under the new act, if na large scale mining, anything with the export, they pay 1% gross of that you export it to that community. The way the community they for use that money they for develop. This was the idea of His Excellency Julius Madabi. We be the campaign. We promise the people of Sierra Leone say we mines and we mineralize them for develop this country. After so many years we don't depend. So in 2008 we come, he promised that, and for later before achieve that, we amend the Mines and Mineral Development of 2009. We get a new act now. We say for pay 1% gross. Before it was 0.01%. Now you are paying 1% gross of which they export. So, for example, if you export 10 million, they pay 1% of that to the community. That money is put into an account. There is a committee set up for that money there, and you take that money there, within the community need. We don't want to do with that money they neither they do exactly for the large scale mining companies and aside of that as well, if you look at the act also, we got waiting there is a provision for what we call the district mining fund. We also the act make provision say then royalties and their taxes that they pay, the mining company they pay to government for retain certain percentage and keep them and release them back to the mining district. They will say they do their mining there, so that we use them for developed communities to that district there. If you come to diamond, as far back as the days of Tijan Kaba, we go to the call the Diamond Area Community Development Fund. Whatever taxes then we collect from licenses they would issue to artisanal mining, to other mining activities then for diamond specifically, would they retain some part of that money there. They would take them out and go to the chiefdoms then who said they exploit them diamond then the projects and the way they get, and would allocate the money based on the number of licenses we issue within your area. And we give them money that they back to them community, then they use for able for undertake some few development there. In terms of the huge capital investment there, we they talk about the road access for going to them place and everything that falls within the government. It comes in the mining area there, that would depend heavily. It falls within the consolidated fund. If they take a specific lesson only the mining area they go develop. What about the other areas where the development in those resources, government go for use them for spread them across, so that we go for benefit Sierra Leoneans and at all different levels. So it's not specifically saying when you collect it, you take them directly back, you go to them again. But it's being used for all Sierra Leoneans and as well.
The program now good morning, salute the country from 98.1 FM. We still get the Deputy Minister of Mines. Inside the program for talk about the African Diamonds Producers Association's meeting we didn't get forget now Freetown from the 8th to the 12th of April this year. Welcome to this meeting. Don't give introduction earlier about the meeting, but as you therefore talk about give me more insights within this meeting they about and how beneficial it is.
Thank you very much again. The African Diamond Producers Association was an organization we actually established around 2006. Sierra Leone became a member in 2008, 2007, 2008 about. So a day when African countries have been they look at and say they are producing diamonds then mainly with the user out of we respective countries with the export and other parts of the world, and they wanted to determine the price of diamond. They are sitting somewhere far away from we through Rapapo. So this association come together, say no we form ourselves together so that we will forget to say with regards the production and export of we diamonds, and particularly when they introduce what we call the Kimberley certification scheme. The Kimberley certification scheme became about towards the end of the Civil War in Sierra Leone, the famous story about Blood Diamond. So there was a UN report about conflict diamonds, fueling conflicts in Sierra Leone, Angola, and DR Congo and other parts of the world. So as a result of that report, the United Nations General Assembly come together and say we need to put a tracing system so that we know say any Saudi diamond they come on at this world there, we will know say in this particular country they come from. So by so doing, we go then traceability, then we will go for make sure say African countries then benefit from the resources that we then get. So the Kimberley certification scheme come into being, and that be a complex process. That before we the Africans then, but also the one that they benefit from the diamonds, and the one that they make the jewelry, the one that they cut and polish the diamond, the all the part of them. Currently in about 87 members and then at the Kimberley process. So the African Diamond Association are 21 member countries in Africa, and we get observers in, including the Russia Federation, where the seat Russia Federation happened to be one of the biggest producers of natural diamonds in the world. So they sit in the association as an observer. So normally we can meet as African Diamond Producers Association, we get the topic, we discuss, and we make any agreement, we can take on to the Kimberley process, and we also take on to the United Nations. And when issues then come up, we voice need for be heard, we will also speak to one. Quite recently, we get this issue about the Kimberley certification scheme versus what we call the G7 certification scheme. Because the G7 countries have come together, say they want to put out a scheme which was different from the Kimberley process. We realize say, if they pull a Kimberley process, it will affect we the African diamond producer. What did the G7 certification scheme mean? It means say if you mine any diamond Australian, for example, one small alluvial miner. Instead of going through Kimberley process, we export them, and therefore take them first to Brussels. They go check and see this diamond. I know they originate from the Russia Federation. They come from Sierra Leone. They count them back. They do Kimberley certificate before you can go. That was too much. So ADPA began for making a statement. The organization was sure to call ADPA began for making voice. So in 2022, my apologies, Sierra Leone they be elected 2022, 2023, they be elected Sierra Leone as the vice president of ADPA, where Zimbabwe will be the president or the chairperson of ADPA. We became the vice chair, and the chairperson for ADPA and normally the minister of mines of that country. So why is Zimbabwe be there as chairperson for the last 2 years? We'll be there as vice chairperson, and I'll be directly there attend all the meetings and as part of my own portfolio where the minister give me at the ministry. So we have several meetings. In that meeting, we therefore make a very strong position to the G7 countries then, in which we tell them, say, we already accept the G7 certification scheme, that we want the Kimberley certification scheme, and that nine the benefit we. And we also meet as ADPA for able to put pressure on the bigger nations there, for them to leave the sanctions that we then put on Central African Republic, for example, so that they say will begin the part of the Kimberley process and export the diamonds, and since the conflict that they contribute on the end. Sierra Leone play a very pivotal role in that part there. So this year's conference will be held in Sierra Leone, and Sierra Leone definitely now they come take over the chairmanship now. We'll be taking over the chairmanship for the next 2 years of the association. And after will be viced by South Africa, and they will become the vice chair. So we're expecting to bring together all African ministers of mines, now the 21 member countries, if they make themselves available, or at least their delegation. They will be in Freetown, and we also have the Russia Federation where they come as observer. We have the Indians where they don't apply for be observers, and we have other countries that again we are observers. They will all come to Freetown, and we will get a 3 days conference. We will start with the first day, at the opening. After the opening, the first day, the second day, we could get what we call the technical committee meeting, where the Africa Ministries of Mines permanent secretaries and will meet in the technical committee, for look at the ADPA statute, for look at the current emerging issues in the diamond industry, for discuss issues relating to the rise of synthetic diamond as against natural diamonds when we they produce, and several other things that will they affect the industry, with not just mining, green mining, how we go for beneficiate with minerals and adding value to minerals on the continent of Africa. We'll discuss all of these issues. We don't do that report day. They will prepare that report day. Then on the third day, we'll get what we call the Council of Ministers meeting. We're at the highest level of the meeting, and that meeting they will be chaired by the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources of Sierra Leone. As a chairperson, we will officially take over from Zimbabwe, and that meeting is going to be opened officially by the President, His Excellency. We normally not happen any country we go. Our president will be there, maybe even the vice president. In Zimbabwe, we can go. They normally we can get both the president, the vice president, with the camp at the occasion, and so we don't invite all two other ministers in. So once we open and now we will discuss all of that, and they will go adopt them. So together with the close the meeting with the transition into what we call the Sierra Leone Mining Week. That mining week also, again, we do a lot of exhibitions of which we'll get, and we'll then invite other colleague ministers in right across the globe, from Africa, Europe, Asia, Southern America, Northern America, for them to all come and see witness the potentials of Ghana, Sierra Leone. And during that meeting there as well, mining companies will they go do on display of the various minerals they hold in mine. So maybe during the processes, then they go for engage people, then we'll go for get potential investors that will express interest for continue for invest in the mining sector in Sierra Leone.
All right, you mentioned say this year Salon they take the chairmanship. I just want to ask how it can be. Is it an election or a selection?
Well, like I say, na arrangement we get the membership countries and we get the pool. Last year, for the last 2 years in Zimbabwe, now we not be the vice chair to Zimbabwe. So automatically, from vice chair, you become the chairman automatically. So Sierra Leone becomes the chairperson this year, and the vice chairperson will be South Africa. So South Africa will serve, Sierra Leone and South Africa will serve for 2 years as chairman and vice chair. Then South Africa will take over Sierra Leone after 2 years, we will don't serve as the vice chairman of the association.
Now, let we look at this 4-day conference where they start on the 8th and on the 12th. What are the key or the thematic area of discussion or the key areas that Muna get for talk about?
Yeah, the key areas we're going to talk about, we're going to discuss the issue about the diamond industry, currently the state of it, the rise of synthetic diamonds against natural diamonds, which we're going to do for ameliorate that situation there. We'll also be talking about value addition. This now conversation will be starting Victoria Falls last year, and we'll follow on up to Harare, the headquarters, the capital of Zimbabwe, and we'll take them through to Sierra Leone again, because we'll be speaking to that. We've seen that now we'll be mining these precious minerals in our continent there for so many years. We want to have value addition. We want to have companies or industries coming to establish or set up Norwegian countries and so that they will add value. So I will believe if we add value to some of them minerals and we will export the finished product and we will ask for more taxes rather than exporting it rough. This is a conversation we'll be done engaging, and we don't need to tell the ADPA Secretariat we're based in Angola. There's a whole secretariat based in Angola, and the head of that secretariat is Zimbabwean and other nationals in Dede. So we developed that conversation there, and we call on all the industry players, and most of them can observe with meetings and they encourage them for them to do that day.
What in Salongo benefits from hosting this meeting, or how essentially they to the country?
It's very much important because Australians' voice, they expand with voice through ADPA for talk about we diamonds then. Like I said earlier, one of the key things then we would benefit from the diamond industry, now the maintenance and the institution of the Kimberley certification process. Because if we not get the Kimberley certification process, anybody can take a diamond on any part of the world without even knowing that I'm from Sierra Leone, or they even pay tax for. But in these days, with the continuation of the Kimberley certification process, you cannot take any diamond from Sierra Leone and you can't go to any part of the world they accept them from you if the Sierra Leone not certify and through the Kimberley certification process. So ADPA does stand very firm for maintain that particular position, they say, for continuing for that one day. We alone as a country single-handedly will not go for do that day, but with an association as such as ADPA, and particularly so now we can take over the chairmanship, we'll continue for expand with voice, and our voices will be heard very loud and clear for maintain the diamond industry. And also by bringing all the countries and they again Australia, we do a lot of networking, we do knowledge transfer between one country and another. We get South Africa, one of the big players and within the diamond industry, they are part of ADPA. Through them, we exchange knowledge and skills and trainings as well, as far as we developing our own diamond industry is concerned, Australia.
Mr. Minister, don't they talk about the different activities then? What would they expect for attend these meetings?
We get 21 member African countries who are members of ADPA. They expect delegation from all the 21 countries led by their ministers of mines. We expect them all. Normally, if the ministers are unable to come, the deputies can come, or they even send high-level delegation led by their permanent secretaries for them to come get that meeting there. In all the meetings they want to attend, I don't attend about 3 of those meetings inside me 1 year plus span at the ministry. Now Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, there with also Botswana. We on a meeting that we can always be attended by African ministers of mines. And each delegation where they travel, they come, they take care of themselves from their travels, their accommodation. Back here, we can only provide some logistical support in terms of transportation, the venue, and feeding.
Okay. We can look at messages then we don't they send the program, but before that make we look at some of the issues then we get for with the mining sector. Earlier we be the talk, you say one of the largest diamond producers or miners then at the country are Kwaido Holdings Limited. And recently we see they get issues with them staff them. How far una don't go for solve that challenge way or that issue with it between the workman and Kwaido Limited and also the staff them?
Thank you very much. Of course, if you follow social media, then there's you see a joint statement where the Ministry of Labour and Kwaido Holdings put out. In that statement, they put an end to that issue there. You see, the mining sector is very more diverse. We, the Ministry of Mines, now we there for regulate the mining companies under our Mines and Minerals Development Act. When you get for the regulatory issues or issuance of their license and non-compliance with them falls within our own jurisdiction entirely. In as much as the mining company them, We also get the fiscal regime when I finance the dividend directly, payment of taxes and everything. We also get industrial issues related to labor with the Ministry of Labor, which is why you see the Ministry of Labor is very much active. And for that, we want to say plenty thank you to the Ministry of Labor, Her Excellency Madam First Lady of the Republic of Australia, and Kwedu Holdings as well. We are all able to discuss this issue here and come to a conclusion, including the workers themselves. We do not accept for let them get this issue resolved once and for all and go back to work.
Still Nakono, and January this year, the ground shake Nakono today. We say Usten crack. And according to civil society Nakono, then believe say na the mining activity where they happen Nakono, and then allege say the kind mining operations we call do limited, they do a very, very dangerous, not even for Kono people, but for the way major disaster go up on the country go difficult for Andula. Una as the Minister of Mines where they in charge of policy issues. Una they supervise and monitor the activities of Kwedu Limited at all and the impact we get on the community.
Yes, we get we National Mineral Agency, we go mines monitors with them being stationed at their mining company, then they for monitor the activities. This issue come up last year while in the ministry. When it come up, the minister will give me that responsibility there, and we got to put up a team together, including the civil society organization, other independent people. Then we go down, now we send them to Kono, and we tell them to let them go see the operations, and they even go right down at the underground side the operations that take place, and they came out with a report. And that report they will make available to the one day when they will make that complaint there. So now the guy say again, this issue again will come up again, the knowledge. We will still put up a team together again, and this time round, probably with more technical expertise, then follow we still go, follow we go check. Because anytime we then come up, we take them up with the mining company. We the bring come to the knowledge, and we ask them for let them report back to we on those issues. Okay. They will always come up with their own position. But for even satisfy the people them and the community at large for allay their fears, we will do back again the same exercise with all the interested parties, and for logo make sure say waiting at the allege. If it is true, then how we go for amenda. If it is untrue again, we will make let the public know definitely.
Alright, we did start for look at messages where people don't send for you. This one say from Richard Kome, he say the government should try to develop policies to regulate the mining sector to be processing all these minerals here by adding value before exporting it. With that, more jobs will be created and more money will be made for the people of this country.
This one say, Mr. Minister, what is the status of the staff of Sarah Diamonds and Tongo Field? They've gone 10 months without salary. How far have you gone to resolve that issue?
This one from IB Banks is a place like Kono Koindu Holdings for build new city in Akono, things like stadium, hospital, light better than giving royalty.
This one from Pius Furi, now Facebook page. They say, good morning, Honorable Deputy Minister. We have a team of Sierra Leoneans here who we are invited by a company here in our city in China to give a brief on some of our minerals that are available in our country, and we contacted Honorable Masilamina, for which he greatly supported us with key information, and we also organized a Zoom meeting together with the Honorable and the company here in China. As it is now, the company wants us to link them with the Mines Ministry in Sierra Leone. We will appreciate if you can please let us have either your email or contact of or rather you tell us your account on Facebook so we can send you a message on messengers. Thanks.
This last one I will take from Tunde Scott to say, Mr. Minister, a few days after we saw Madam First Lady led a protest in Koidu, we also saw a group of miners in Tongo protesting, crying for help because they have been unpaid for months, but we have not seen much action towards their issue. Is it not getting the necessary attention like the Koidu workers? This
one from David Joseph Ali on our Facebook page. They say, do the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources has the authority to withdraw license of a mining company that failed to adhere to our laws? And the last one from me for now, they say, a comment from African Man. They say, good morning, Radio D, Mr. Minister. What is the made up of a synthetic diamond, and what is its value? With the messages I can respond to them.
Thank you very much, and thank the listeners and for the comments and the message and the interest we don't take in this discussion here this morning. I will start with the issue about me contact. The Ministry of Mines is open, and me office always open. But for answer the question on their Facebook page, and me name na Facebook page na Umaru Napoleon Koroma. They can check there. And the issue of the Sarah Diamond, like I said earlier, the sector is a very diverse sector. We deal with regulatory issues, and when it comes to labor issues, we have the Ministry of Labor and Social Security under their own responsibility than they. And once you get to do with the workers and their own treatment and their pay and everything, I'm sure the Ministry of Labor is a place to start with. And once they engage, we keep for reach out again to we clients and or partner with clients, because they are basically our client, because now we give them licenses them and able for find a solution. If the company are a growing concern, they do business, then we take up. Like I say, tell you right now, the market is seriously depressed, and some of the companies and they're not doing to full production because we're not getting any records of their export and everything that they do. But it's an issue, definitely. It involves Leone, so it's a concern to us, and definitely I'm sure the Ministry of Labor will come in for all join together and look into that issue. With regards mining company, of course, the Mines and Minerals Act is very clear. With the GU license contingent upon the fulfillment of certain conditions. If we give license for exploration, you get a number of years you for start that and complete it. If you don't, we can withdraw them. If we give license for do mining, whether on a small scale or large scale mining, you get certain conditions precedent. We hold a license. Therefore, if you fail for meet those conditions, we can write and inform you say you don't fail for adhere to those conditions. We can issue a notice. If you not comply, then we can issue a termination notice. If you not comply, then we can take you to the MAB, the Mines Advisory Board, and recommend you termination. Once the Mines Advisory Board meet and take that decision, then they will send them back to the Minister of Mines and will write and terminate and take back your license that you hand. So basically, we get them powers and they end we do that. And we don't do that in a couple of mining companies. They begin mining license them. They not go by waiting the license agreement say. They will begin for end of what terminate their license. They issue the license to other companies and some of them they back we don't put them on notice. We themselves they on notice if they don't comply. We will terminate them and give their licenses to other people them for let them handle them.
Plenty thank you for joining me inside the program this morning. In name na Umaru Napoleon Koroma, in the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources. As I'm in there for talk about the African Diamond Producers Association Conference, it will be on the 8th to the 12th April in Freetown at the Bintumani International Center. And it talk about other issues them with the happen at the mining sector. Well, I good recording of the program. Good morning, Salon. We come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM.